both marine and freshwater.
They live in the marine environment as an adult. They come up to fresh water to breed. So they undergo what's called anadromous migration. All right. This right here, this area right here is the pharynx. So you have the internal gill slits right inside. One of the things, as we're coming back, you can actually see the heart right here. So behind the pharyngeal gill chamber is the heart. All right. And then behind that, you can actually see the liver. So, all right, so you got the internal gill slits, and then you have the external gill slits on the outside. There's a groove right here. And what was in this groove was the intestines. Oh, here it is.
It's on the other side.
Everybody see this little groove right down through here?
Yeah.
All right, right down through here. Here's where the intestine is going to be running. All right. This groove right here is where the dorsal aorta is located.
I know, I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding.
If we start on the dorsal side, we're going to come through the myomeres. The next structure down from that is going to be the notochord. The next major structure down is where the dorsal aorta would be located. So we got myomeres. Everybody see? Oh, here you guys can't see that. So you got myomeres right here. You got your dorsal hollow nerve cord. And then here's the notochord right here. And then this groove right here is the dorsal aorta. And then when we come down into the abdominal cavity, this one is a male because we're looking at testes. So this structure that I'm holding right here are testes.
What does ovaries look like?
You know, usually whenever you find the ovaries, it's so impacted with eggs.
So you can tell?
Yeah, you cannot miss it. So as we flap this over, the kidneys are more lateral. Does everybody understand the difference between lateral and medial? So lateral is on the sides. All right. Medial is on towards the midline of the body. So, yes. And it's on both sides now. All right, so since this thing's cut in half, you got paired kidneys. So if we look over here on this side, right there, if you're looking on the picture, I'm holding the testes and the little flap that you see coming up right there. All right. That's kind of making the little mouth. That is the testes right there. Kidneys, thank you. All right, and then here's part of the intestines. So I think I hit everything.
The nerve cord?
This is the
Dorsal hollow.
This sort, yeah, goes right through here.
That's the dorsal hollow, goes all the way.
This is the
That's the
notochord,
notochord.
and then you got the brain right here.
Okay.
All right.
Professor, could you say which of the vellum was again? With the pointer?
Right
Okay.
okay. And then you can see where this leads in. Here is the pharyngeal chamber. Right, you can see the gill bars. Notice how you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and you got the gill slits right through here. All right, so everybody see the gill slits? All right. I'm gonna just follow this. I'm gonna follow this back, and I'll come back up here to sort of stop. So this leads into the intestines. All right. So coming all the way through here, out the anus. Here you can see that postanal tail. And now as we go back, what do you think this structure right here is? The endostyle. Right? Right here, you can see how it's kind of expanded. So here's the brain. Here is the forebrain. I had that terrible picture in lecture for you guys. I was showing you guys last time. Here's the forebrain. Here's the hindbrain. You can kind of see the little separation between the two. All right. You kind of see that little eye. Right? See the little eye?
Yeah.
That little dot. Yeah. All right. And so this comes back into the dorsal hollow nerve cord. And what's this structure right here?
Posterior. Oh no, that's
the notochord.
Yeah.
All right, so notice that the notochord and the dorsal notochord, they travel all the way to the very end. Class for the jawed critters is Gnathostomata. So this basically are going to include, you know, the cartilaginous fish, the bony fish, right? Amphibians. It's also going to include reptiles. It's also going to include, and birds are lumped in with reptiles nowadays, right? And mammals. So we are all gnathostomes. So now the first group of jawed vertebrates that we're going to look at that are still living, right, are the cartilaginous fish. They are in the class Chondrichthyes. Chondra referring to cartilage, ichthyes referring to fish. So with Chondrichthyes, there are two subclasses. There is subclass Elasmobranchii and subclass Holocephali. So I'll just show you guys, this is the ratfish. All right. Guys, the one thing about Chondrichthyes, when you look at them, is the males, that's a female, the males will have two fins, the anal fins back here by the pelvic fins, they're actually as claspers, so that the male can use the claspers to introduce sperm into the female. This is a little clasper right here.
Here we go, cameraman.
I know, right?
All right, that's a little clasper right there. Yeah, we'll talk about this when we're in class. I'll draw the picture for you guys. We'll draw the, we'll draw the arches on there. So this is a male. How do I know it's a male? Hey, all right.
We need a small cameraman. That's hard to see around.
All right, so here are the two anal fins that are projecting back posteriorly. These are the claspers. So this is how you can tell that you're looking at a male versus a female. The female is not going to have these claspers on here. You guys have a common urogenital opening right here. This is the cloaca. So both reproductive and waste products come through this actual opening. If you rub it from anterior to posterior, it's nice and smooth, but if you go posterior to anterior, you feel that, you can kind of hear how it's kind of rough, all right? And so the reason why it's like this, you're looking at the type of scales that they actually have. So, these guys have what's called placoid scales, right? They got little teeth on them, and we'll talk about those guys in lecture. One of the things that you'll notice that the fin placement is what's referred to as the primitive position. They're down low on the body. So notice that the pectoral fins are down very low. Notice that the pelvic fins are down low. You can see the external gill slits right here. All right, so all of these cartilaginous fish are going to have these external gill slits. Is a lateral line system. I don't know if you guys can see that right through there. That's for pressure detection. All right. They can pick up the pressure. So also have counter shading. All right. So notice that they're dark on top, but they're lighter color on the bottom. A lot of the sharks and a lot of the cartilaginous fish we use are these openings right here called spiracles. Right. They use that. This will lead down into the gill chamber. Now I'm right here in the gill chamber, so it's actually coming in right here, and it's like little muscles there that they can actually contract. When we actually do muscles, you guys will learn that muscle that's called a spiracular, right? And they use that to kind of contract and kind of get water over up over their gill.